it's very important to learn a high income skill. And I'll tell you why. Because what we get paid for isn't the time. It's the value we provide in the time that we work. And the reason why a lot of manual labor jobs are not high paying is because they could find any guy to lift a few boxes and move a few things around or drive a van or whatever. And no disrespect to any of those jobs, because the way I see it is, as long as what you're doing is moral, legal, and ethical, then keep doing you. However, if you have aspirations to command a higher compensation, to earn more money, then you have to start thinking differently. You'd rather be the guy who owns the haulage company or the logistics company, as opposed to the man driving the van for 8-9 hours a day. But sometimes you have to start off by driving the van for 8 or 9 hours a day to gain an insight when it comes to how the business should operate. It's valuable insight. That's why I always say that you make a better CEO if you've done the job yourself before, in whatever it is that you're doing. For example, you want to own your own clothing brand one day. It does help if you've worked in a clothing company before and you understand how certain things work, and you understand the shipping aspect of things and the manufacturing. It helps. And it makes you a better CEO as well, because you can sympathize with your employees who are tasked to deal with the shipping, for example, or the returns or the manufacturing. You understand it better. A lot of guys want to jump from never having a job to being the CEO of the company. And that's very rare. It's very rare that you just make that sudden jump. Some people have done it. They've never had a job in their life before, but it's very rare. So going back to what I was saying, I want you to start thinking about, how can I add more value to the time that I work? Because if for the past 5 years you've been working manual labor jobs and you're not earning any more money, and you won't go to another company, another warehouse who looks at your experience and says, wow, you've been doing this for 5 years, we're going to double your salary. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen this way. Because what you're getting paid for in a job like that is something that they can find any person to do. And if they can find someone who commands the smallest salary, they'll go for that person. They don't care about how long you've been doing it. The reason why I'm a fan of sales is because you can actually prove that you're better than somebody else through the deals that you've done in the past. It's a metric that you can look at and be like, wow, okay, he's closed this deal, he's closed that deal, right. So if we bring this person on, even if we pay him a 6-figure salary, we can pretty much, not guarantee, but we can pretty much have an idea as to what sort of revenue he'll be bringing in for us. So sales could be, a skill that you focus on going into 2024. It's how can I improve my sales skills so that I can earn more money? Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got. Whatever it is that you want to do, right? Maybe it's learning how to trade the foreign exchange market. It's a high income skill. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But maybe there's a few things that you can learn that will take your income from 1,000 a month to 5,000 a month. A lot of us have the misconception that if I put more hours in, then I'll make more money. If that was the case, people that work these manual labor jobs would be the highest paid people in the world, because they do ridiculous overtime. And they're always working, these guys. And massive respect to them, by the way. But you want to find a way to improve your skill to such a level that you get paid 10 times as much money in the same time. Sometimes you look at somebody and you're like, man, how is he earning 8 grand a month, 10 grand a month, working the same sorts of hours that I work? Sometimes it's in the same company as well. Someone's making 10 times your salary. It's because that person is providing more value in the time that they're working. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person and that, you know, you're not earning the same because, you know, he's better than you. No. He may be providing more value than you, but that's something that you can provide as well. And I don't want you guys who are 19, 20, 21 to be upset that someone who's 35 is out earning you. I mean, duh. Especially if they've been doing it for a good 10 years or so. I mean, they're going to command a higher salary if it's a sales job, or, you know, if they're an expert in a specific line of work, a data analyst or a foreign exchange trader. I mean, if he's been doing it for that long, he's probably pretty skilled, right? And some of you guys, you have been doing something for 5, 6, 7 years, but you're not seeing the results. And in that case, it's very important to audit what it is that you're doing. Sit down with a pen and paper and think, right, clearly something here isn't working out. I've been doing this for quite some time and I'm not really getting any better. So what am I doing that's holding me back? For example, in the world of trading, a lot of the times it's your trading psychology that holds you back. It's not your information. It's not the knowledge you have of the market. It's your own self-sabotaging activities that are preventing you from making more money. Maybe you get too anxious when you're up in a position and you're floating $1,000. You're like, shit, man, let me just take it out right now. And you're taking out positions too early. Or you're closing positions too early. Maybe you're opening positions too early. Closing too late. I mean, there's a wide variety of reasons as to why you're not getting the results that you desire. So there's something that you can analyze. That's why I'm a fan of reflecting every week on the progress that was made over the last 7 days. Every week I have this checkup with myself because I don't want to carry on floating thinking that I'm doing all right, and then a year goes by and I'm like, man, I'm not any better. I'm not making any more money than I did in the beginning of the year. I mean, that's a scary thought, right? You think you're progressing because you feel busy, but there's a big difference between being busy and being productive. And a lot of guys make that mistake. They confuse movement for progress. Yeah, but Ali, I'm doing a lot. But are you getting a lot done? Is there progress that you can track? Metrics, right? Analyze the numbers. Don't just think you're doing all right because, you know, you're moving around. And no. What are the numbers saying? Okay? So I want you to start thinking about how you can provide more value in whatever line of work that you're pursuing. Remember, we don't get paid for the time, we get paid for the value we bring to the time. Income does not far exceed personal development, as the late, great Jim Rohn once said. You may get lucky, but sure enough, if you don't keep improving, the money will come right back down. That's why, you know, I don't take these Instagram influencers very seriously. They may have had a lucky run. I mean, some people did get lucky by putting in a few grand in a crypto that boomed and made them multiple six figures, and now they're like, whoa, man, I'm making so much money. They spent loads of money flaunting their lifestyle, and a lot of these young guys looking at this person will confuse this person for being very knowledgeable and wise about the crypto market, and when in reality, that person just got lucky. And look, no hate. Fair enough. If that happened to me, I'd be pretty chuffed as well. But it's very important to understand that some people just have had a lucky run. It does not make them experts in their line of work. Okay? So I want you to focus on you. Put the blinders on. Stop looking at what this guy's doing or that guy's doing, and focus on how you can provide as much value in the time that you have as possible. There's nothing wrong with having a manual labor job, you know, of driving a van, of working in a warehouse. I've done those jobs. I have. But after the 9 to 5, what are you doing to become more valuable? There are boot camps that you can take online, government-funded boot camps for free that you can take. 12-week boot camps full-time, and you may get a qualification in software development or IT or whatever. That makes you more valuable. So instead of just becoming an IT assistant, now you have a qualification that allows you to earn more money in the same time. Okay? Think about that, fellas. I'm always thinking about that myself to this day. I don't think I'm some special individual who now doesn't need to learn anymore. No. I'm always looking for ways to improve my craft. for me to get better so that I can provide more value for you guys. Okay, thanks very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like, comment, let me know what you think down below. If you want more videos, I provide exclusive videos on Patreon that are not available on here. So just click on the link in the bio and it will take you straight there. If you're new here as well, consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.